Hi guys, welcome to your library at home. Tonight we're making faux metal flowers. So, you guys want to make something like this? Go ahead and pay attention because I'm going to show you guys how to do this tonight. So, I know we're a little early. If you guys are watching, let me know. Also, I'm kind of curious, did anybody go to the drive-up today? Because today the library opened up the drive-up. And if you had something on hold, you could go pick it up. So let me know, give me a shout out when you're watching if you by any chance made it to the library today. So we're gonna get started here in a minute. Like I said, we're making faux metal flowers. These are actually made out of dollar store baking pans. Hi Sharon, can you see the flower okay? It's pretty cute, isn't it? I'm pretty happy with it. Anyways, welcome to your library at home. My name is Elda, and tonight we're gonna be making faux metal flowers. So I think it's about 7 o'clock. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna hang the flower up behind me, but this is what it's gonna look like when you are done. I'm glad you love it. It's a great idea, wasn't it? Let me hang this up so we can get started. Worked. Let me try it prior. Okay, not hanging it up because it didn't work. So once again, take a look at the faux metal flowers. I'm gonna go ahead and set it down. Hi Emma. It is officially 7 o'clock, so thanks for watching guys. Your library at home. I'm Elda, and tonight we're making faux metal flowers. So I've already got one started. I'm gonna show you guys how to make this. Couple things that you're gonna need is a metal pan. So if you have one of these laying around, this is literally cookie sheet from the dollar store. Hi Joanne, it's good seeing you today. So cookie sheet, if you have a plain cookie sheet, that's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need some paint. Hi Natalie. I actually used, it calls for chalk paint, so guess what? I used the chalk paint that I made a couple weeks ago. So if you guys watched how to make your own homemade chalk paint, perfect. If not, I'm pretty sure any paint will work, but I went ahead and painted mine chalk paint blue because I have all these wonderful mason jars now that are painted in my office blue. So I'm gonna hang this flower in the office to match my jars. You guys just tuned in and you didn't get to see. I kind of bent it a little bit when I was trying to hang it up, but here's what we're making tonight, these faux metal flowers. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're going to want to paint your cookie sheet, which I went ahead and did prior. I found it easier to paint my cookie sheet before I cut all my petals out instead of painting them one at a time. It saved us a lot of time. I'm gonna turn the camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing. If there's any issues, just let me know if you guys can't see, okay. So anyways, here's the cookie sheet. And you're gonna wanna, let's see if I painted the other side. I painted both sides. So you're gonna wanna just real quick, you wanna kind of leave some of the metal showing through on this. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little darker blue on here just so you guys can see. So real quick, this process is super fast. You don't want a real lot of paint on your brush, and you want to just real quickly go through. Oh, good, you guys can see the dark blue, so that's good. So I painted my petals a light blue and a little bit of dark blue. I put the dark blue on after I cut the petals out so they could be the edging. If you guys wanted this to look like it was weathered metal, you would go ahead and use brown with like a darker brown around the edges, and then it would look like rusty metal. But like I said, I wanted mine blue because I had this blue chalk paint and I wanted it to match my new chalk paint blue accessories in my office. Okay, so bam, there you go. Painted. I don't know if you guys can see the metal popping through, but you don't want to cover it all the way. So you're going to go ahead and paint yourself. I'm going to make a smaller one. Hi Maureen. For this smaller one, it took 2 cookie sheets. The bigger one, I believe, took 3. So I painted my blue. You want to paint both sides. Let that dry. I also painted a little patch yellow, which is going to be the center. So I'm going to move this over. Once you guys get your cookie sheets painted, I'm going to use this half one because now I have wet paint on my other one. So if you guys watched the beginning when we first started doing these Your Library at Home, we did a lot of stuff with cereal boxes. Okay, I'm going back to my cereal boxes, my Ritz cracker box today. Go ahead and just draw yourself 2 flower petals. Pretty simple, just like this. So this one is going to be my small flower petal, and somewhere I misplaced my big flower petal. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut myself a new small flower petal. So you can just freehand draw it, and then you're going to want to use your cardboard as your little template. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to go ahead and bend and curl these anyways. Okay, you can do, when you go to cut these, you can cut your 2 pans together. And what you want to do is you want to cut your edges. I didn't cut mine all the way off because actually, if you see there's a little flat rim along here, you can actually use that part for the end of the petal. I'll show you when we start cutting the petals out. So you want to go ahead and just cut it and flatten it out. Be careful. I probably cut 40 of these out, and I only got 1 little cut, but that's because I just wasn't paying attention. It's not very sharp. You just have to pay attention when you get to like these edges because you can kind of cut yourself a little bit, but I didn't really have much of a problem. So you want to go ahead and just flatten it like that. So here I have my blue painted one flattened. I actually would flatten it out before I painted it. Now you're going to go ahead and just trace your flowers. And here's where the flat edge is. You can go ahead and just lay it right on your flat edge. A dull pencil works the best. The edges are not very sharp. You just have to be careful. Like I can touch this no problem, but when I go in like right in these corners, that's where it gets a little sharp. So a dull pencil is better because then you won't get pencil lines. You're gonna paint your edges anyway, so it doesn't matter. So go ahead and cut, I believe, we'll count at the end. I believe I needed about 10 little and 12 big. But it depends on what size you want to make your flower, and it depends on how full you want it. All right, so if you guys can see, all right, and like in this middle one, there's not even a pencil line. It's actually just scraped off the blue paint, so that was perfect. Now I can go ahead and fit my big ones in between my little ones. So you're gonna go ahead, and like I said, cut about 12 big ones, 10 little ones, but we'll count when we're all done. Go ahead and trace your petals. And then, let's see, this paint dries pretty quick. So this is actually dry. So now I'm gonna lay this one, we'll go this way, on top of this one. And I can cut 2 sections out at one time. And you could actually cut right through this. This is where you just have to kind of watch what you're doing. I'm gonna zigzag across here and disconnect this. You'll find when you're cutting through this, if it doesn't cut, just flip it over. For some reason, the scissors and the foil every once in a while wants you to cut in a different direction. Like right there. Okay. I'm just gonna cut that. I've just cut 2 out. Those were 2 big ones. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut out 2 little ones. just keep doing that until all your petals are cut out. I won't make you watch me cut all of them out, but I think you get the idea. So here's my 2 littles, here's my 2 bigs, here's my scraps. I'm not sure if I'm gonna find something to do with these scraps. Hi, Nancy. Okay, so that's how you cut all your petals up. I'm gonna move this aside for now. I'm gonna move all my cardboard and my utensils. So once you get your petals cut out, you're going to want to, real quickly, just lay them all out. And grab my newspaper. All right, so we're gonna lay them down. Some of these already have the dark blue on them, the ones that I did. I'll flip these over. So you're gonna wanna take whatever color you want to be your, if you were doing brown and rusty, this would be your dark brown. Like I said, I'm just doing 2 shades of blue, and I'm just real quickly going, and I don't wanna have very much paint on my brush. I wanna dry brush this. So I'm just gonna go through and give a little color to my edges, both sides. And then a little bit, like I said, I'm still leaving some tin showing through there. Going all the way along my edges. I'm barely using any paint, but this is where, I think this would be really cute if you wanted to do like, hi Kelly. If you wanted to do real fun colors, like bright pink and stuff, I actually made a little mini pink one. Okay, so very little paint. So I just did 3 and I didn't get any more paint. I just needed to grab a little more paint on my brush for my 4th one. So you get the idea, not very much paint. If you have pencil edges showing, just go over it right now with your blue. So, I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see the little bit of dark blue that just kind of gave it, hi Acela, a little bit of blue that gave it a little bit of a dimension. Okay, so now you wanna let these dry. These are almost pretty much dry. Here's where the fun part comes in. Rolling pin. So now what you want to do is you want to just roll your flower on your rolling pin. If you push too hard, see how curled that got? If you push too hard, you're going to get the little bumpy textures flattened out. So you don't want to give it a lot of pressure unless you want them to be kind of flattened out. So just go ahead and roll your petals. If you guys wanted to hang this outside, you could do that, but I would suggest you gluing 2 sheets together so it's a thicker metal. And we're gonna use hot glue today, but you'd probably wanna use like an E6000. All right, so you see how I did not roll these guys? You see the difference? So that's pretty fun. Okay, so now we've painted, we've traced our petals, cut out our petals, painted our petals. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to do this, put it together. Like I said, I'm using hot glue, and I noticed the hot glue doesn't stick a real lot, so after experimenting a little bit, I actually have a piece of, this is foam core, and I found that the hot glue sticks really good to the foam core. So be patient with your hot glue. You might have to go back through, like this one kind of came undone. So let me go ahead and just put this one back down. Also, this gets really hot, you guys, so be careful. So use like the tip of your scissors or something just to hold it down. There you go. Bam. I noticed the mini, I was using my mini glue gun earlier, and the mini hot sticks, they just don't really get it as secure as the bigger hot glue stick. So I would use the bigger one if you had it. I'm gonna move this one over. I don't like the placing of that one. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now you wanna take here's my pre-painted ones. These are my bigger ones. You wanna take your bigger one, and let's pretend like this isn't done yet. And you can see I did not roll these through my rolling pin. So real quickly, let's get a little curve on these. I'm curious, did anybody bake any scones this weekend? We ate scones all weekend. Okay, so now they're curled. And you're just gonna go ahead. This is about 1 inch from the end. I don't know if you guys saw how much glue. I put a lot of glue on there. This is why you do not wanna touch it. And just push it down. And these are they're about 1 inch from the edge. You can see that, and they're slightly overlapping each other. You would want to probably lay your petals out before you started gluing down. Hi, Stephanie. You probably want to lay these down before you start watching. Before you start gluing them, just to make sure. So I did that before, and I knew, we're gonna count these after I did. I knew that I was spacing them pretty good. So don't glue until you lay them down. All right, let's get this new glue in there. See how much glue I put on there? That's what I highly recommend, a lot of glue. Don't touch, hold it down with scissor, pencil, something. Okay, so this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 big ones, and I'm gonna guess it's probably 8 little ones. So we've got 4, 5, 6. I think I might have accidentally snuck a big one in there. No, maybe not. 7, yep, 8 little ones. The big one that I showed you at first, that one had a lot. I recommend starting with the small one. Okay, so now we have our flower made. Isn't that cute? Hi, Sandra. And if they uncurl, you could actually go back with a rolling pin, or you can just push them up. I don't like the way that one's placed. That one really stuck good. So I got a little one that's kind of weird, but I guess flowers don't grow exactly perfect, do they? Okay, so for the center, here's a finished center. I'm gonna show you real quickly how to make the center. What you wanna do is, like I said, I painted my tin yellow prior. I found out, I literally ran around my house. Oh, that's what I forgot to tell you. Once you guys lay those out, you'll kind of get an idea of what size this needs to be. So I walked through my house today finding circles that were the exact size to trace. So this is what I used for my back. This one is what I used for my center. You want it, this one, you want the cardboard a little bit smaller than your metal, okay? So this is where you're gonna take your square. I'm gonna go on this side because the other side had petals on it. You are going to trace this, and this one you can use a Sharpie, especially since you wanna see this through my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna try to go fast, you guys, on this. Cut your circle out. Like I said, doesn't have to be a perfect circle. I feel like this one's gonna be a little too big. So I am just gonna shrink it down a little bit because I want this smaller than my foil. Now you're gonna wanna put something to make it kind of puffy in the center. Cotton balls, if you have batting for making pillows, grocery bags. I'm literally using paper napkins. So put a little glue on there, crunch up some paper napkins, stick them in there. Looks like that. I'm going to cut out, this is painted yellow. When I'm done, I'm gonna paint this with a little bit of brown. Go ahead and cut your flowers out, or your circle out, sorry. And then we are gonna wrap our circle with this. Okay, tissue side down. You guys see how the tin's a little bit bigger than the cardboard? And you could go ahead and put a little bit of glue in the center just to get that secured. A little bit of glue on the edge. Move this napkin, remove the flower. And just fold this over. Don't do what I just do. Remember, use scissors because that glue is hot. So I'm gonna do the 4 corners. You guys do not have to work as fast as I am. Hold that down. Okay, and you just go ahead and fold these all the way over. I don't even think you need to add any more glue. Okay, and there's your flower center. And then you're gonna grab a little bit of brown paint, just like you did with your petals, and go ahead and just put a little bit of brown. If you want to dab it. Now that's too much, so we're just going to take a napkin and dab it off. I took a little bit of the yellow off, so we're going to have a little bit of brown in the center now, and that's okay. Okay, so now there's my center. You guys, if you have these little felt pads that you put underneath chairs so they don't scratch your floors, these actually give it a little bit of dimension, so just glue those on the bottom of your center, or stick them on the bottom, I should say. Of course, I only have 2 because I get really messy when I do this. So let's pretend that I have, I would probably, oh, here's the other 2. I'm gonna put 4 on there. All right, got my little chair pads. Now I'm going to go ahead and just pop some glue onto those. Put that right in the center of my flower. Push down the edges, and there you have it. If you guys watched last week, you're going to want to put something on here to hang. I am literally using my t-shirt yarn that I made last week. I have jute right here, but I have my t-shirt yarn, and I figured, why not? Since I made it, here's another use. I made a little loop. Go ahead and just load that up with glue. Putting a lot of glue on that. I don't know if you guys saw that. All that glue. There's my hanger, and there's my flower. So now, for literally, I had some pans at home, so it wouldn't cost you anything, but if and when you want to get out and you want to make these, for about $3, I have 2 really cute metal flowers that I'm going to hang in my office right next to each other. That's why I made a big one and a little one. So there you have it, guys. Faux metal flowers. Like I said, if you guys wanted to hang these outside, you could double your tin, use E6000, and you could probably hang them right by your front door. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Let me know if you make one. Send it in the comments. If you have something that you want to make, let me know. If you have a little child who needs to make a Mother's Day present, on Wednesday, I'm doing a kids craft for Mom's Day, so that's going to be really fun. And next week, we're making tote bags out of grocery store bags. Yay, that's going to be fun. So, cute idea, right? Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.